Here we are again, part 5, brake pipes and hoses. Well, it's been quite a while since the last video, mainly because it has been quite a bit of work to get all these pipes and hoses changed. So you can see on the fail sheet we've got problems: brake pipe excessively corroded on the near side rear, going front to rear, and also some corrosion on the front brake pipes as well. So what I did was to change all of the brake pipes to copper, and all of the flexible brake pipes I've replaced as well. So there were 6 of those, 4 to the 4 wheels and then 2 internal ones. So I'll have a look at some of that work. We'll go underneath the car. And you can see just over there, there's an example there. Flexible pipe taking the brake fluid in, and it goes across on that copper pipe over to the wheel. You can see there as well, there's the new flexible pipe on that wheel. Here's another coupling there, the flexible pipe going right over the cross member at the back. So I'll have a look at some of these in a bit more detail. They were quite difficult to do, some of these. So there's one of them. You can see it is really tucked away. It's quite hard to get that off, and also the new pipe connected in. And then there's another one just here. So the actual pipe comes in from the front of the car, and it goes into this 3-way union, and it splits off to the 2 wheels. Now that was quite difficult to get that off, that union. It was quite corroded, so I've replaced it with a new one. So we'll come out now. And while we're here, we might as well have just a look at this in a bit more detail. So there's the new pipe going to the caliper. So finally, just having a look at some of the parts that were taken off. I've got 2 example brake hoses here. So there's one here which is really quite cracked. You can just about see that cracking there, and it's an old hose. If we look at the date on that, we can see that goes right back to 1187, which is when the car was made. And another one here, again, really is quite corroded, and also dates right back to when the car was made. What I also did, just out of interest, I took one of the really rusty brake lines and one that wasn't really corroded from the front, and I just cleaned them up a little bit and filed them down just to see how different the wall is of the pipe. You can just about make out there how much thinner the corroded one is. It's a bit difficult to see. That's better. You can see how much thinner that is, and I guess that was potentially a risk of splitting when the brakes were being used. Here's one of the old clips, and again, very corroded. Finally, I had to make some new tools up to actually get to some of these brake unions. So I had to extend the 11mm spanner there with a piece of copper pipe just to get it long enough so I can access some of the unions. So if we go back to the board now, we can see is I've been able to cross off those 3 brake jobs, and they're all done.